Come back another day. Do no wrong. You come back another day. Do no wrong. If I had an intro, if I had an opening, it would have been that song. But it's late, so I'm just jumping straight into it. Hi guys. I want to get my perfect Ralph character. That's close enough. He's green. Oh, I'll take green. So this is the expansion to Legend of Dungeon. I've been editing a good chunk of the day, and it's funny because, you know, you'll edit. My experience with editing is as follows. I'll be editing, and I'll be like, okay, I'll edit for 2 hours, and then make dinner, take a quick break, and then resume. So, I'm editing 3 hours. I'm like, gee, I'm hungry. Time to make cup of noodles and slam pound cake down my throat. So I do that. Followed by, of course, making Toll House cookies, because that's a complete dinner. And then fruit, you know, so all of that's dinner. Good job. And then, you know, spend another 3 hours editing, and here I am. So this is the Legend of Heroes. This is the free expansion that's going to be out Thursday. This is the beta of it, and it's on. I think the game is going to be on sale soon, but there are different classes that you have to find in the dungeon. You can see them. You unlock the classes, and then you can start as any one of them. So my goal today is to maybe unlock a class. But yeah, I probably would say I'm about 60% through editing, maybe 65% through editing the PAX video. And, I mean, you know, getting all the stuff for the first cut is the hardest part. And then just tightening it up is easy. But that's, you know, time consuming and, you know, it's fun. But I'm close, So Wednesday, it's a definite. PAX video will be Wednesday, and it's pretty good. So that's what I've been doing today, and I'll be doing tomorrow too. Oh my god, please. You'll get to see Robot Loves Kitty, their new game, which is this developer, if you didn't know that already. Their new game is really fucking bizarre and kind of amazing, and it's like a perfect game to stream. So you guys will probably enjoy that. But like I said, I wanted to cover some Legend of Dungeon because I've been excited for the pet and class stuff, and this new expansion has just that and some other stuff too. What's that? Safety Fez of Feebleness. Okay. Adobe Premiere is tough, GPM. It can be a little tough, but I promise you this. Premiere will do you right. A lot of people that I know use Premiere, and they won't use anything else. Because Premiere is, you know, it's just Final Cut X was just bad, and then Premiere, you know, Premiere is just solid, and that's my opinion. I don't know, you know, it's not a very in-depth analysis of Premiere, but I would say it's a very solid program. And I know Peanut Butter Gamer uses Premiere. He just took a screenshot of it, and that dude put some pretty heavy work into videos, probably more than I do. Definitely more than I do. Nah, no Zelda tonight. We're just gonna do some Legend of Dungeon. Just, some exploring. So, okay, I'll explain how this game works for those that are new. The first one over there is my health. That is pretty obvious. See, when I slam an apple against my head, health goes up. You can see that. So, the one down from there is attack. And the 25 is what I have. 30 is the potential that I can go up to if I find the right potion. And 13 is the weapon. Then there's armor. And, well, then there's experience. And coins. I mean, you get used to it after a while. It's not... It seems a little bit complex. I'm not going to explain all of it, but... Basically, for experience, 54 of 56. When I hit 56, I hit the next level. I level up. So the game is you go down to floor 26, and along the way you encounter things that want you dead, and you kill them first, or you die. And the game is randomly generated. And I will say this. I will go on record in saying this is one of the better Oculus Rift experiences I've had. Because this game in Oculus Rift mode, you can actually look around the corners. It's like you're looking into a diorama. Does PBG contact me about corruption stuff? He gives me credit. I mean, well, not me specifically, but he says thanks to the Vinesauce community and stuff. We've spoke. Actually, I've mentioned to him. I was like, hey, dude, you want to play some Monster Hunter? I don't know if we'll stream it, but maybe one day he and I will have a match. I was supposed to stream Smash Brothers with Kryken this weekend, actually, and I completely fucked that up. Completely forgot about it. And I'm usually bad unless someone reminds me. I'm always about the reminders. Whoa, 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 wolf. Here. Get love. Yeah. Yeah, see, I got the wolf now. Wolf is my pet. I made him love. Lime green potion. It's health. I just wasted all those apples. That's cool. Alright. Follow. Monster Hunter with Kryken no longer has Monster Hunter. He would have been down for it, but he was sent a copy of it by Polaris, like a review copy, and then they took it back. Which, I mean, I'm not even going to comment on that, because that's just stupid. So wait, I guess that was a comment. Yeah, that's just stupid. The Super Mario Bros. X contest, do not even get me started on that. This community has grown so much since the last one. I'm afraid that if I do a Super Mario Bros. X contest, I'm gonna have to fucking judge levels for weeks. So, yeah, it's not a fun prospect to think about. But it will happen. There is gonna be one this spring. And, yeah. As long as Vappy reminds me of it, I'll be happy. Yeah, Carrie, I was just talking about it. This game looks really good on the Oculus, and the reason it's good on the Oculus is because it doesn't get me motion sick, that's one, and two, you can actually look around the corners. Did I just hit... Okay, this is a bit of a problem. You gotta go away. Go, yeah, there you go. Alright. So, I want to play Monster Hunter with Kryken, but I don't think that's going to happen, because then he's going to have to start over. And that's a shame. I don't know how taking back one's copy even works, really. I mean, I would assume he had to mail it back to them. But, again, I'm sure there's a, maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's something I'm missing, and I don't want to assume, because you know what happens when you assume. You're an asshole if you assume. That's the saying, I think. I got one defense from that, as your potion is good. Alright, lime green is health. I'm gonna try to remember this stuff. I got an enchantment primer, which I think summons friendly snakes. Okay. Look at that. I just fucking send the snakes after them. Somehow this wolf still loves me, even though I've been putting the wolf in dangerous situations. I've been hitting the wolf. I've been getting stuck on the wolf. There's no reason for this wolf to have anything to do with me. I'm not the guy that destroys the computers. That's Joel. You have to ask him. There's a number of us Vinesauce people. And Joel's the guy that likes... Joel's the guy that hates computers. I still haven't figured out why. But one day he'll tell me. Computers suck, man. Okay, Inky Black Potion is very not good. Okay. Oh, this is cool. What's this? Plasma Ball of Ball. Plasma Ball of Protection. I'm gonna keep that on. Now, you know what? The Ethereal Feathered Hat makes me go faster. I wanna go faster. Top Hat of Protect. Nah, shit. Fez, Feebleness, crap. Beer. I don't use beer because it's crap. Get rid of the sword. I don't need that. So I've got a Cleveland Steamer. I've got a cleaver, and I've got a safety ethereal axe of feebleness, which lowers my defense a bit, I think. No, that wasn't my Joel impression. That was just, you know, whatever. Those skooks. You don't know this, but I am every streamer on Vinesauce. It's a fact. I am every streamer. And, for my next trick, I am going to be a Makuni. Guinness Stout. Yeah, you like good Guinness Stout, GPM? I gotta be honest with you, I do like Guinness. But, you know, I went, for example, St. Patrick's Day, I didn't actually get trashed. Actually had some wine. But, I barely got trashed in any way. I do like Guinness, though. Guinness is probably one of my favorite beers when it's, you know, on tap. And it's cold and it's just, perfect. But there are times when I'm not really in the mood for Guinness. For example, if I just had a giant meal... You can't feed me a Guinness. There's no way I would have it. But if I maybe had like a snack and I'm maybe a tiny bit hungry or not full in any capacity, then I would love a Guinness. Am I done with Castle in the Darkness? I was just thinking about that today. I don't think I want to go back. Because I did beat the game. I didn't get the true ending. And I didn't unlock all the stuff, but I thought about it, and it's like... I play so many games on here, I don't know if I'm willing to go back and try to 100% that one. And I know the torture area that I was headed to was gonna be really, like really long and annoying and insta-death. So I'm not sure I need to experience that. So there's classes, there's a lot of hidden stuff in this game, and I'm looking to unlock some of the classes. Whoa, why am I so slow? Oh, because I have the hand on me. Fucking hand. This scimitar here makes me go faster because it's nimble. So I'm gonna hold on to that for a bit. Safety Heavy Turbo Shatner. Nimble Ethereal Sacral. We don't want that. What's the Turbo Shatner? Safety Heavy Turbo Shatner. While it makes me slower, I can't use the Shatner. Azure Potion, I think, was defense. Aqua Potion is small health. Okay, I gotta try to remember this stuff. Okay. about Ziggurat? I might be done with Ziggurat. I also thought about Ziggurat earlier, and I beat Ziggurat once, and you know, I feel pretty good about that. And I didn't unlock all the stuff, but I feel like I've seen a good chunk of what the game has to offer. I think I would return to Ziggurat a few times. I'm probably never going to get as addicted to it as I did, but I think Ziggurat will be a game I return to a few times and maybe try to beat the game another few times. I know there's another boss. Well, that's a lot of money. So yeah, Ziggurat I could see myself returning to. Same with Heavy Bullets. Heavy Bullets is just like a whole different mindset. Oh, Hotline Miami, I finally played it for the first time. And I did like 4 missions. Really good. And part of me wants to stream it, and another part of me doesn't want to stream it. But I really, really liked it. And I'm thinking if I play more of it, I might just play it on my own. Because I already started the story, so it's like too late for me to stream it. That's my opinion. Actually, before I say that for sure, how long is that game? Does anyone know how long Hotline Miami is? In a general sense? I just figure everyone streams Hotline Miami, so, you know, it's one of those things that you could just find anywhere else, but, yeah. It's like an 8-hour game, 25 chapters, alright. Rage Generator doesn't even begin to explain it. Also, I'd like to point out that there's a guy called Future Man. He's a streamer, and he seems like a good dude, actually. I watched a little bit of his stuff, but it's funny how like streamers now have a thing, and he wears like glasses, and he has like 80s props and stuff, and he does the green screen, and he pretends to be from the future, like an 80s version of the future. And he has a Hotline Miami video that made me fucking die laughing. He formulated this whole plan. He had this whole idea for what he was going to do for this thing. He was going to use 2 LMGs, right? Or, yeah, SMGs. And he was going to, you know, fire them into a corridor. And then as soon as he gets there, he gets punched in the face to death. Immediately. It was just amazing. It was an absolutely amazing moment. And that's what made me want to play Hotline Miami. Watching that footage actually made me want to watch it. Now, I don't really watch a lot of streamers. But the dude entertained me. It's just funny how he has like his own little kind of gimmick of being from the future. I'm wondering if Caveman is next. But yeah, he seems like a quality guy. He seems like a pretty decent streamer, and I got a kick out of him. He made me laugh. It's fucking necromancers. Get out of here. Gotcha. That's the one, Strudelo. Yeah, that's the video. That one dumb little video got me into Hotline Miami to the point where I had to play it, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, Caveman will be a streamer, and then there's gonna be you know, wait, Chap Gaming. Hello, Chap. That's already a thing, isn't it? Okay, this is death. Is it not? Wait, it's not death quite yet. These, what do you call these things? Naga? Gentleman Gaming. They did a thing on Majora's Mask 3D, the glitches in Majora's Mask 3D. It was like Gentleman Gaming or Chap Gaming or something. It was, there's that. Chap Gaming. Chap Gaming. What a weird world we live in now. Like, people are adopting personas for streaming. Inky Black is bad. That's the second time I think I've consumed that. That's a level up. Ethereal, Old Sword of Feebleness. Old Sword of Feebleness, get rid of these. I got a Kazam Tract, which summons friendly skeletons, and Heavy Magic Book, which summons Cyclopses. I want to see someone dress as Cloud from Final Fantasy VII and stream like that and just have the persona of Cloud. Like, it's gonna happen. You do realize this. We're getting to a point now where there's so many streamers, you gotta make a mark if you want to stream. And the only way to do that is to find yourself some kind of unique thing that no one else does. So, people are gonna start cosplaying as their favorite video game streamer and using their personality constantly, like method acting, for hours and hours at a time. And it's gonna get them viewers, and people are gonna love it. They're gonna flip their shit, people are gonna watch it. And then, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna get lost in the character. And there's gonna be epidemics of people that can't handle reality because they think they're Cloud, or Barrett, or, you know, any of these characters that they choose to be. It's gonna get weird. That's my prediction for the future. It's gonna get weird. Much like a threesome. Because there already are characters. Like, people are characters. Don't let them fool you, you know. I mean, I don't have any problems against any problems with characters. I think it's fine. But, you know, a lot of streamers do adopt that personality. And, for better or worse, I mean, that's up to you to decide, the viewer. You know, me, I'm more or less not putting on much of an act. Maybe a little bit at times. You know, you'll know when I go into act mode. But I think you guys get a pretty decent chunk of who I am. And that, you know, again, for better or worse, that's up to you. Obviously, if you're here, then you're probably okay with it. But, Cloud Gaming, I'm just waiting for that. He's gonna be like a depressed guy, just dressed up as Cloud all the time. I get no enjoyment from this game. I don't even know who I really am. But, you know, it's easy to get lost in a character, and then you might never come back. You might never come back. Ever again. But, all this started with Future Man. However, I will say this, from what I did see of Future Man, he seemed like a pretty damn nice guy, and a good streamer. And people here seem to like him, so that's a good thing. That's good to hear. I'm not really one to shit talk other streamers unless they're robbing people, you know, scamming people for money or something like that. Otherwise, you really won't hear me complain too much. Not anymore, at least. You know, you get over that kind of thing as you get older. That, and you get over zombies in inner tubes. I seem really slow. I think I drank bad potions twice, and now I'm like really slow. Nimble heavy battle axe. This is great. Okay, I got a good weapon now. But my speed is shit. This Cat of Protection is kind of nice. Do I have any nimble armor? I'm gonna be fucking King Tut. Gordon Ramsay's. Hey, welcome to New York Gaming. Go fuck yourself. This is the best fucking stream out there. You know what? Go fuck yourself. All New Yorkers. That's all we do. We just tell people to go fuck themselves. And if you don't like it, oh, go fuck yourself. God, look at this clusterfuck in this cave. Ah, you gotta get out of here. Got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. My wolf is doing God's work right now. I gotta slam the apples. Oh, thank you, wolf. Goblin hat. I found... Okay, I got a nimble hat. That's good. I need that extra speed. Because I feel like I lost a lot of speed just now. There we go. Collect all that stuff. See, this is where it comes in useful to have headgear that is also a light source. Those are hard to come by, but they are incredibly useful. I just remember that story you told about that old New York lady that said, "Motherfuckers," in the most hysterical way. What do you mean one New York lady? This is a lot of New York ladies that do that. Look at these motherfuckers sitting in their fucking bullshit chair, judging us. Who the fuck are these motherfuckers? Yeah, this is common. Time to get rid of some equipment. Nimble, we don't need that. Nimble, feathered hat, ethereal. Okay, now I need to put another thing. Okay, so now this is in the right, this is in the left. Got it. Okay. Ed Bighead's wife from Rocco's Modern Life. Yes, I do. Oh my god. Yeah, you pretty much, you hit the nail on the head with that one. Why are all old New York ladies Mr. Bighead's wife? There's over 2,800 votes in the Tamagotchi poll. You know what's funny about that fish laser? I guarantee you that, the Isaac song is still winning. Because I think I may have... You gotta be careful as a streamer, because I think certain things that you say can kind of, taint polls. Guys, taint polls. Think about that for a second. Because I was like, this is one of my favorite songs. I think there's a really high quality song in Tamagotchi. And I said that right before the poll. And I think I may have tainted the results. And then Joel in chat said that if it won, he would do a cover of it. Now, if I had said Smells Like Feet song was my favorite, and Joel was like, I would do a cover of Smells Like Feet song if it wins, I think that might have gotten a lot more votes. So, you know, taint poll. Does anyone need a username? There you go. Taint poll. Register it before it's too late. I can't believe how many people voted for Jen. Yeah, that's a good point. The Jen fucking song got, what? That was number 2. Which is just weird to me, because I didn't expect that at all. I thought maybe that no one liked that song. Okay, I have 2 of these books. I'm gonna get rid of one of them. Okay. If... Say I did a concert, right? Somewhere in a city like Chicago, right? Anyone, you know, and I charged super fucking dirt cheap tickets. And there was interest from the viewers of Vinesauce, like, you know, 50, 60, 70 people to come down and watch me do a show. Like I said, I'm recording an album. You know, whether or not that turns into live shows, I don't know. I doubt it, but I think that would be a nice life goal, right? To do, like, a United States tour or something. If the music is good enough, which will be for you to determine. Dino Man. Well, I just bought Dino Man. And now I have a fucking dinosaur pet. Hey, Taint Paul, welcome to the stream. So, you know, if that happened, I would do a Tamagotchi song. Because, you know, I don't want to disappoint. There's 2 taint polls. One P-O-L-L and the other one P-O-L-E. But yeah, I would probably do, I don't know which one I would do, but maybe like the rock and roll one, because that's pretty easy. I could do a metal one, too. I don't know if I'd be able to play that song and sing it at the same time, though. Now that I think about it, it's got some pretty wicked guitar parts. But yeah, I could do that. So yeah, if there was ever a chance of a Vinesauce tour, you know, in limited cities across the world with my shitty music, I could guarantee you some Tamagotchi songs. That would really get your asses in the seats, wouldn't it? It's funny because I would not want to tour playing video games. I'd rather tour with, like, music. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't go around, like, AVGN... Ugh, Blood Red is bad, okay. AVGN did that at PAX. He went and, he played some shitty games with, Mike Matei and I think Pat, the NES punk. And they, you know, it came out great. But that's the thing, I don't know if I'd be... Like, live corruptions, that just sounds like what I do here. So, I don't know if that's something I'd want to do in front of an audience, necessarily. But, if I was ever, like, at a convention and someone was like, listen, you gotta do corruptions live, first I would say, how much? And then I would say, well, why do you want to see this garbage live? And then I would say, who the fuck would, in their right mind, would want to see me play video games live? So, I don't know if I would be interested in doing that. Oh, that was a throw-up potion. Great. But yeah, I would music. That's a different story. I would do shows even if they were free, man. Those are fun. Like once you get, I can tell you a little bit from experience. I think I've done maybe like 12 live shows in my entire life. I think maybe 7 of which I fronted, and then the other ones I was just like backup guitar and vocals. So, no, probably a few more than that. Yeah, maybe like I fronted like 10 of them, and then maybe like 4 or 5 I think I might have done backing. But it's just, once you get the songs, once you know them, you know, the first song I feel like nervous for a bit. But any musicians here who've done live shows, as a frontman or otherwise, I feel like once you get the first song done, and if you're well practiced, it's just easy from there, really. You know, then you're not even thinking about... And, like, mistakes, who cares about mistakes? You have a smile about them and then you move on. Oh, fuck. That was bad in there. But I got the Geordie LaForge no, I got the X-Men visor. Any advice for a band starting to record their EP? Yeah, practice like 2 times a week up until you start recording, and then practice 3 times the week you record. Get as tight as possible as a band before you actually get into the studio. Don't waste your money, don't waste your time. And be open to suggestions from the producer, because chances are, if you guys are brand new, just starting out, the dude recording you probably knows a little bit better what your song should sound like than you do. Not, you know, chord changes. Not, you know, maybe not lyrics. Hopefully those aren't shit, but I'm talking more about, like, the way it's recorded. Be open. Don't be stubborn. High 5 and return to the tavern to unlock this class. Well, I got the knight. Now I have to return to the tavern. Okay, guys. Now we're going back up. I don't trust myself to be able to beat this tonight, so I'm just going to unlock this class and then we'll go back down. I'll try to do this really quick. I've only got 16... I only got 16 health. And this room is shit. Ah! Oh boy, this is getting crazy now. This is getting crazy. I have to make it back up with 12 health. I mean, I have a fucking army, but... Jesus. Yes, Reptar is here. Come on, Reptar, take care of this. I don't know how I feel about this mechanic, though, returning to the surface with the class you've unlocked. Part of me would just kind of argue that just high-fiving should be enough. Because it's such a crapshoot whether or not you're going to find someone. But it's an extra level of challenge, I won't deny that. What do I think the worst things a game designer can do in their game? Limit my freedom to mod it, and limit content to make more money off of it. You know, like day one DLC kind of shit. And what else? Like, in terms of gameplay choices, I would say I'm about to die. Oh, God, I don't have any. I'm fighting my own. Like, please don't die, Knight. One second. Not including a windowed mode is a huge pet peeve of mine, which I'm sure you all probably know if you watch the stream enough. Also, forcing me to watch cutscenes with no chance of skipping them, I think that's a design flaw more than it is the choice of the developer to engross you in his excelente world. Because you know what? Sometimes they're not fucking Stephen King. Sometimes they're just like dudes making video games and the story suffers. And I would say that if I can't skip your cutscene, then you fucked up. Go, army. Go. Go. 1 health. Got 1 health. I'm gonna get some extra health if I just live a little bit longer. Okay, now I have how much health? 11 health. It's better than 1. Okay, we're gonna go back up to the top. I gotta unlock this class. This is important. Oh, shit. This room is death. There's no way around it. I'm dead. Come on, Knight. Kill him. Kill him. There's an apple here. There's a few apples. Okay, I got some apples. It's not enough, but it'll do for now. Yeah. This is tense. Come on. You guys go left. Yeah, go that way. Yeah. All of you. Yeah. Go that way. How did I get this minion? He was just there, Mike. He was just hiding. He's a random minion that I had to spend 1,000 coins on him. Also, this is the expansion. The expansion officially comes out on Thursday. It's called Legend of Heroes, and it is character classes. This Knight, if you weren't here from the beginning, this Knight basically is gonna follow me, and if I bring him back to the surface, I can play as him when I start. So I'll start with his equipment when I start a new game, which is amazing. There's a wizard, there's like a ranged guy, there's this guy, and there's a bard, I think. So my goal today was to try to unlock some of these classes, and I might be able to unlock this Knight if I don't fucking die on the way back up, but that's looking less likely. Reptar. Okay, look at this room. Thank God the knight got in there first. Attack! Fight! I gotta get Reptar out into the open. Reptar will do some work. Same will this guy. Look at this, I got a whole army. I got an army of minions. Okay, the Cyclops minion is just, he is all about combat. He doesn't waste any time, he gets right in there. There he is. Come on, attack him, attack him, attack him. There you go! Good. There we go. That's exactly what you needed to do. Now! Yes. Okay, alright. Alright, we're getting there, Level 5. We're up on level 4 now. I mean, I get why they're making me go back to the top. Because these character classes are kind of overpowered. If you think about it, starting with a fucking sword like that, I don't know what equipment the knight starts with. I guess we'll find out soon, but it really has potential to throw a whole like loop in the loop. What am I saying? Throw a wrench in the whole experience, because suddenly, the early floors aren't hard anymore. And you're officially changing the way you play, because you have... Goodbye. Well, he's dead. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Okay, I get nervous when I have to cross over in a lava pit. Fucking fight. Did Reptar die? What are some character design peeves I have? Yeah, Reptar's dead, guys. Let us have a moment of silence. Okay, that was enough silence. Character design peeves. Too many belts. Too many zippers. Not a big fan of ultra anime style. That's just a personal preference. I think, you know, if something is too anime, I tend to disconnect from it. And, you know, I'll give you an example of what was just right. Fire Emblem Awakening did it, I think, just right. Where the characters were cool looking, the designs were very aesthetically pleasing, and they weren't too absurd, but yet they had that anime style slightly. I really liked the way that looked. And, you know, if it gets any more bizarre than that, and too, like, you know, like, I don't even really know how to explain it, but I think some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. If it just goes off the deep end, then yeah, I'm usually not gonna be too interested. How do I feel about the Final Fantasy 15 streams? Or the character designs? Yeah, you know, they look like Advent children. You know, like Cloud and Zack. It looks like that a bit. I'm not sure how to feel about Final Fantasy 15 yet. I think people are excited because, you know, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. But for me, pretty good's not enough. Final Fantasy was about being one of the best RPG series. And, like, I see things in the game that look kind of bland, and I see things that are just like, what, this road trip thing, like, people seem to really love it. And I'm like, I'm interested. Like, I'm like, all right, I could see that. Maybe a road trip is cool. You know, hanging out with a bunch of your gaijin friends. And then I think about it and I'm like, wait a minute, road trip? What the fuck kind of game is this? This is Final Fantasy. So I don't know what Final Fantasy is anymore, and I'm pretty much done trying to figure it out. But it looks okay, and, you know, I like the demo footage. I watched some of it. The boss looked really cool. And, you know, I hope the game is good, because if it's good, then maybe one day I'll get it and I'll enjoy it. I don't mind the character design so much, because Final Fantasy VIII had character designs semi like that, and I liked 8's character designs, despite being a little too realistic for Final Fantasy. It still worked, and the story in 8 was a whole different thing, and the battle system in 8 was a whole different thing. The draw system and all that. You know, I'm not talking about that. Just character designs were kind of alright. A bit generic at times. The only thing I remember about Zell, in terms of his character arc, was that he ate hot dogs. Lots of hot dogs. That's it. And he had chocobo hair. The knight was saved. Alright, I can be a knight now, guys. Robot. Return with the knight. Alright, well that's the end of that run then, I guess. But yeah, sure. Let's play with the knight now. High five to select this class. Okay, so he's got strength, HP, defense, minus jump. He aggroes all monsters. Okay, so guess what? These classes aren't necessarily this amazing thing, because you still have to worry about, you know, there are negatives. There are negatives. Look at his jump is pitiful. His jump is so bad that I have to slice the apples off the table to get them. Well, whoops, sorry. I'm very critical of Final Fantasy games. I'm very critical, because I think people started settling for less with, you know, from 11 on. And 12 I didn't play, but I know generally what that's all about. Some people love it, but other people gave it a lot of shit for not having an engrossing story and memorable characters. Except for, of course, Vaughn, one of the best characters of all time. But Final Fantasy games, I stopped playing. I did not play the PS2 ones. I played Final Fantasy X years later, and I streamed it. And it was like 3 years ago I played it, 4 years ago. Gotta be honest, I didn't love it. Maybe it's because I wasn't young enough, I didn't have the nostalgia. But I thought Final Fantasy X was the beginning of my disinterest. Like, I didn't buy it, and this is coming from a huge Final Fantasy fan. Like, I love that series, and I did not buy Final Fantasy X. Because, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't care for the way it looked. I didn't care for Tidus as a main character, he just looked dumb. And I didn't care for, you know, the supporting cast, except for Auron. And, when I finally did play it, I realized I didn't give a shit about most of the characters. And there was some weird story shit going on, and the battle system was cool, though. There's no overworld. It just felt like a whole different thing. I won't fault the battle system, because the battle system in 10 was great, and I love the sphere grid shit. But, yeah, I know I'm making some enemies by saying this. I just don't have the nostalgia for Final Fantasy X like some people do. And, I was like, how old was I? I was like 13 for Final Fantasy VII. Right, and then I was 15 for 8, 16 for 9, and then I played, you know, 6 later on in life. And I feel like I had just kind of got over it. Like, I just lost the series. The series didn't do it for me for a while. And then I saw that 11 was an MMO, and then 12 was this weird offline MMO type thing. And then 13 was just, I don't know what 13 was, but no interest. No, I had no interest in 13 whatsoever. And then there were 2 sequels to 13. I only knew about 1 sequel to 13. I thought there was only 1. Then KY told me on the podcast that there was 2, and I was like, oh. So yeah, anyway, you got me on a Final Fantasy tangent again. I love the series, and I want to see it at its best. And I tend to enjoy the crystals and the wizards and the black mages, and I enjoy that a lot. And I also enjoy, you know, a little bit of futurism too. But when it gets too much, then I'm just like, what series is this again? That's why I liked Crystal Chronicles, because that really, you know, that was great. That was like, oh, we're going back to basics. What was it? The guy who made Final Fantasy 13 said that he thought everyone liked Lightning. Did people not like that character? And then don't get me started on 14. And when I saw another MMO numbered as part of the main series, I was just like, Square, can you fucking get real? Could you just call it Final Fantasy Online 2? It's not Final... I'm sorry, I don't know what it's about. I'm sure there's a story, but why couldn't they just call them Final Fantasy Online? Oh, wait, money. Yeah, because people would buy it if it was numbered in the series. Lightning was boring as hell. Okay. Lightning was terrible. Lightning was not an interesting character in the slightest. Have I ever played Chrono Trigger? That's my favorite game, right alongside Super Metroid. Like, those are my 2 favorite games of all time. So... you can say that I'm a little spoiled when it comes to RPGs. Safety, ethereal, bastard sword of feebleness, as opposed to just knight sword of protection. That's 15 plus 5. This is 18 plus 5. This has got longer reach, though. But this has got a bit of a hop to it. They were forcing her to be the flagship character since they were tired of Cloud being the flagship character. It's not even that Cloud was that great of a character. Play Final Fantasy VII again. He's not. It's just, at the time, the game had the best graphics. It had a great commercial. I've done this shtick a few times on the stream, but I'll give it to you for anyone who's new. The reason Final Fantasy VII was so incredibly, wildly popular and successful was it came at a time when graphics... Bears, really bear. You just did that much damage to me. It came at a time when graphics were getting really, really good. And it had an amazing set of commercials that just, like, blew my mind. And I was like, I gotta get this game. I was a 13-year-old kid. I bought, or 14 at the time, I bought a PlayStation 1 and Final Fantasy VII. And I had no interest in a PlayStation 1 whatsoever. But Final Fantasy VII did it. Because it just looked... shit. It just looked really good. I'll try one more time. It looked great. The graphics looked cool. I liked Chrono Trigger so much that I thought this game might be like a Chrono Trigger type game. You know, Square. I loved Final Fantasy. Wait, no, I didn't like Final Fantasy. I'm sorry. At the time, I wasn't a Final Fantasy fan. But I loved Secret of Mana. I loved Chrono Trigger. And, you know, Secret of Evermore. There was, you know, Square was a game... Square was a company I was very familiar with because of Super Nintendo. And Final Fantasy VII comes out right after Chrono Trigger, so I was like totally... I was on board. Cloud looked kind of cool. He was wearing this outfit, he had this giant sword, which I thought was completely stupid at first, but then I was like, oh, that's really cool. And it had that kind of steampunk, you know, like... remember the tower, the Shinra Tower, like in the advertisements? I was like, that's so cool, I want to see what's in there. You know, because it wasn't... games didn't look that good. Games were not that level of... You know, and Final Fantasy was still like knights and fairy tales, and then this happens to Final Fantasy, and there's helicopters and trains, and it's like dark and dingy, and it's like, you know, post-grunge, and I was like, this game looks amazing, I gotta get it, so I got it, and it was great. because it delivered when you're a 13-year-old kid. It delivered because it really, you know, that those feelings of angst, those feelings of like hopelessness. Cloud didn't know who the fuck he was. Neither did we at 13, 14. You know, you just don't know what the hell life is. And this dude is like searching for his past, and you know, there's some hints of love plot in there, and then there's Aerith. There was that moment. People would talk about the game. People developed intense emotional connections to this game, like I did, because it was a good game, and the story was told through the characters. Story didn't make a lick of sense. What? There was an alien that became its own mother, and then sent to destroy the world because it was like spiteful, I guess. And there was a reunion, and what? What? I don't know what any of that shit was about. But if you can, you know, if you want me to characterize like Sid, I could do that in a heartbeat. The dude wanted to get to space. Motherfucker chain smoked. He cursed. He was cool as shit, and then he gets to space. How awesome is that? Cat Shit was a good character because it was like the comic relief, and it was stupid and dumb, and I liked it. Barrett was the rough-talking black guy, you know, best friend that we all wanted, but we were too afraid to talk to black people to have that best friend. I didn't really know a lot of black people, so my best friend was Barrett. I wanted him to be my friend. And he was cool as shit. He had a fucking Gatling gun arm. He had a good story. He was a softie on the inside. He was like this tough-talking, you know, no-nonsense motherfucker. But he was the softie on the inside, and he was great. And he was like your loyal best friend, and I loved Barrett. He was so cool. And then you had, you know, Tifa, who had big tits. 14-year-olds love big tits. And then there was, you know, I could go on and on. Vincent, you know, shared my name, so I liked him extra special. He had guns. He was mysterious. He was dressed up like a fucking vampire. I mean, it makes so much sense that kids 14, 15 would latch onto that game and then talk to their classmates about it because of the emotional bond. They probably, when I was in school, I didn't shut the fuck up about it, and neither did the other people in my class who played it. The dude that turned me onto it would... Okay. Well, I just killed a kitten, and then a ghost spawned on top of me. The thing about Final Fantasy VII, I'll try one more quick one. It's getting hot in here, Jesus Christ. It was, you know, the villain was cool. It just came at a time when video games were changing, and the commercials were good. And I'm being long-winded because I kind of do like to talk about the game. For me, it's not as overrated as people think it is. It's a pretty good game. But, it was like wildfire. It came along at the perfect time, and it did what it had to do, and it became a fucking phenomenon. And then 8 was more of the same, and that didn't quite work as well, and then 9 was back to its roots, and 9 was, in my opinion, probably the best one since 6, if not better than 6. Because they had that formula. And then 10 came out of nowhere, and it just, you know, by the time 10 came out, I was like probably 18, and, you know, GameCube was coming out, or if it was out already, and I was playing my stuff on there, Smash Brothers and shit, and I just thought about it. It's like, I was getting to the point where the RPGs that I was playing did not have that emotional resonance. 9 did, but... like, I kept trying to recapture that first time I played Final Fantasy VII and got so incredibly emotionally attached to it, and I couldn't do it. Like, none of the RPGs I was playing was doing it for me at all. And then I realized the law of diminishing returns had taken effect, and I was more or less trying to chase yesterday, and it didn't happen. It didn't work out, so I stopped. And I didn't like the way Tidus looked. I thought he just looked... stupid, and I was like, he doesn't look cool like Cloud. Even Zidane, like, he looked kind of dumb, but, you know, he had daggers and he was a womanizer, and it was like, that guy's cool. But, I guess I gave up, and some people love 10. Some people fucking love 10 and flip their shit over it. When I streamed it, I was 26, and I didn't care for it that much. It was good, but I think I missed the mark with it. And that's why I'm so critical of Final Fantasy, because of my early experiences that will probably never be recaptured, because Square is no longer that company. Sakaguchi's no longer with the company, as far as right, he's with Mistwalker, right? Like, when I played Last Story, also by Sakaguchi, didn't like it. More for the gameplay and how long and drawn out it was. But maybe some people love that game. Maybe for them it's like their Final Fantasy VII. But I just felt like it was, you know, again, had no emotional resonance. I didn't really give a shit about the characters. I just got bored of it at the end. And the final fight I got to, and I just gave up. I was like, okay, I just did this for an hour, and now I have to start at the beginning because I made one mistake. So, yeah. Oh, there you go. There's Reptar. See, he's just there. I'm not going to buy him. I can't. But right, Vivi was cool. Zidane was alright, you know, when you first see him, but Vivi was the real heart and soul of Final Fantasy IX, and Steiner was awesome. You know, there was a lot of cool characters in 9. Like, the supporting cast was probably better than the main character. Vinny, enjoy being perpetually old and jaded. It's too late for me, my friend. It's game over on that end. Now, I can still enjoy a good story. And I definitely do like a good story in a video game or a movie. But it's got to be done right, and it's got to be told right. And a lot of the things that Final Fantasy have been doing, I don't think would appeal to me. I feel like the JRPG, the whole JRPG market right now, and I'm not trying to be rude, because I know people love those games with their fucking hearts and souls, but personally, I haven't seen anything there that really interested me, and still doesn't. So yeah, I pretty much just don't play RPGs that much anymore, unless it's ones that I know I've played in the past, and ones that are good. Even WRPGs I don't really play. I haven't played Mass Effect. I guess RPGs in general I haven't played. Tales games, I haven't played those. And I'll give you guys one more reason why I don't play a lot of RPGs these days, modern RPGs. It's because of time. Now, Monster Hunter I can pick up and play. I could just kill a monster, shut it down. Don't have to worry about story. I make my own story. I am in my head the most badass motherfucker since Shaft in Monster Hunter. But I feel like if it's a really, really long game, like an 80-hour RPG like Xenoblade, everyone tells me how great Xenoblade is. And I'm really curious about it. But then people are like, oh yeah, it took me 100 hours to beat. And I'm like, no. I'm good. I'm afraid I'll stop halfway through, you know, and then just not play it. And then as a streamer, you got to consider, like, I'm busy streaming a lot, and I'd rather be streaming. And if I stream an RPG that's 80 hours long, I'm gonna grow resentful of it. Unless it's like Skies of Arcadia, where I know exactly how much I have left. Because I like variety as a streamer. And also, too, man, I'll say one more thing. Getting older is also part of this curse. Because as I get older, I just think to myself, like, Jesus Christ, I don't have fucking time for video games like I used to. And I start feeling guilty if I play them for too long. Like, I could play Monster Hunter for a bit. I took a break from editing earlier, right? I was editing for 3 hours before Monster Hunter. Played Monster Hunter, streamed it for 2.5 hours, went back to editing for 3 hours, ate, edited for another, like, 2 hours or whatever. That was, like, that was fine. But if it's just a day where I'm not doing anything except playing video games for, like, 8 hours, I'm gonna be like, oh, I feel like a fucking loser. And then I have to, like, do something. So, that is, I guess, if I had to really analyze me and why it is I don't play certain types of games, I think that's my reason. I think those are my reasons. I'm sure it's different for plenty of people. Am I trying to do anything in the game? No, I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to, like... I unlocked a class, and now I'm trying to make it to the bottom as far as I can before dying. So that's my objective. But this game is kind of cool because I can chat and play it at the same time. Kind of just kind of put my brain on autopilot while I rant. Which I know some people probably don't appreciate, but, you know, tough shit. But, yeah, if you're gonna give me a story game, I'll tell you what. I like a game that has a good story that takes about 10 to 15 hours to get through. You know, a movie length is usually what, like, 2 hours, 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, 3 if the movie's, like, really long. That's in one go. So if I play a video game and it's 15 hours, I tend to enjoy that because it holds my attention. I feel like for me that's my perfect length. For some people it's 80 hours, but for me I like maybe 10 to 15. And that really seems to work well. I think it works well for a lot of people. That's why games are that length. Paper Mario games are fun. I don't really play those games too much for the story. They're very, very lighthearted. Like Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games. I wouldn't even consider that too much of an RPG. It's its own thing. I love it. And it's really great, but, you know, I'm not necessarily playing it for the story. I'm playing it because it's fun and it has some cool characters. And the story's, like, lighthearted, but it's just, I don't know, it just makes me happy. Thousand Year Door is a game that just makes me happy. The Telltale games. I do like the Telltale games, like Game of Thrones. The next episode of the Game of Thrones game comes out this week, actually Wednesday. And I will be streaming that, so look for that stream this week. I'm excited to stream more Game of Thrones. And those are cool because the Telltale games total, like each episode is like between like 10 and 15 hours, so that's kind of like the sweet spot for me. I can't use spells. Oh, I can't use spells. I'm a knight. That makes sense. Okay, so it turns out, guys, if you choose the knight life, you can't be a wizard as well. You can't use spells. So there are some definite advantages to being a knight, and there are some definite disadvantages. So I like that the class system is balanced. That makes it much more fun. Look, another Dino Man. Vinny, I'm going to make a game for you that is chock full of characters that wear nothing, literally nothing but belts. Great. I'll tell you which game I love that had, I think, a great story, even though the character development's a little weak. Secret of Mana. The character development's okay. I mean, your character's silent. He's a silent protagonist. Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong game. That's not Secret of Mana. But I really, really like that game because it's got the gameplay that I really enjoy, like the, real-time combat, and it's fun to play co-op. And as the story unfolds, you start to get to know the supporting cast of characters, and whoa, it works well for me because I like what happened to the world. I like thinking about the Mana Fortress, that whole plot, the Pure Land, the Mana Tree, the character's mom. There's a lot of the sword itself is cool. There's a whole angle there. That game is great. That game is just great. But that's an example, I feel, of a game that has a very interesting overarching world and story, but doesn't necessarily have the best character development. Like, you might get a little growth per character here and there, but you're not gonna get, like... God damn it. You're not gonna get, like, Final Fantasy levels of character development. Do I have an Xbox 360? I do, yeah. I don't use it anymore very much, but I have one. Okay, there's snake women in here. Oh my god, they die in one hit! Oh, that was awesome. Pokemon X and Y. I played Pokemon X for the people that are talking about Pokemon. Those are, again, easy to play RPGs because they're not too... I feel like you can play a Pokemon game in short spurts, and the story is not too intensive to the point where you will forget details. Rather, that's what I mean. You won't forget details. I could have had all of those wolves as pets, but I decided to slaughter all of them. I am a Lannister. What's my gamer tag? That's why you were asking me? That's why you were asking me? What if I had Xbox? I don't use it, dude. I'm not gonna be on there probably ever again. And it's full too. I have 100. There's a 100 friend limit, and that filled up due to my streaming. So, sorry, man. Oh, I love streaming so much. You just meet the best people in the world. I get it, man. I appreciate that. I would want an Xbox with you too if I still did, but one day we could be friends. What else? Pokemon's been going in a good direction, you feel? Well, I liked Pokemon X a lot, and that was my first one since Red. I'm excited for the new Fire Emblem game. I like the Fire Emblem story. Fire Emblem Awakening. That was a good mix between, you know, character building. A lot of character-heavy shit, but the plot itself, you really felt involved. You really wanted to fix the problems that were happening. And Chrom was just a cool character, and Lucina was great. I mean, yeah, it was just a great game. And it was pretty long, but not long enough that I got bored with it. When's the next season of Game of Thrones? Next week. Next week. 3 weeks, I think. Okay, I found, I think, a glitch. Or an oversight. Without being able to jump higher, I can't get up there. So, I'm gonna have to email Alex about this. Because if that is in fact the way to go, then I'm screwed. Unless I get that exact potion. See, I got the potion I needed. But if you have to jump to get to a next location, then yeah, that's a little bit problematic. Is Markiplier doing any better? Someone just mentioned Markiplier. I know he was in the hospital, and like I said, I don't watch the dude's videos. I met him briefly. He seems like a nice guy. People seem to think he's like a really, really cool guy, and I'm concerned. Is he okay? He's doing good? Okay, that's good. He had to get surgery. Well, I know he doesn't really know who I am. Because he really wasn't... he didn't know about Vinesauce when I spoke to him. But he's a fellow gamer that does things on YouTube, and I wish him well. Those wraiths hit hard. Holy shit. God, they fucking do so much damage. Would I ever do something with JonTron? Yeah, JonTron is a part of my YouTube network, and I haven't met him, but I would love to do something with JonTron. Sure, why not? I'm not often one to do things with other people because I'm lazy, and because I like streaming alone. But I mean, if I had a chance to do some Smash Brothers with JonTron, or some Monster Hunter or whatever, and you'd play a shitty game, I would do it, yeah. Same with AVGN and Mike Matei, which actually is more of a possibility. Yeah, doing things is stupid, right? John and you live in the same city. I know, but John is... just because we live in the same city doesn't mean John will give a shit about me. I'm just some jabroni, man. You know? When you get to a level that's, you know, that busy, and when you have, like, so many people up your butt, like John probably does, I would imagine it's not... Oh my god! Oh my fucking god. An enchanted skeleton. I gotta avoid those fucking things next time. Well, hey, I reached a high score for today. I'm in the top 3 of today. Yes, PewDiePie is subscribed to me and Joel. That's a true story. So, PewDiePie actually watches Vinesauce videos, which I still find kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't... Like I said, John, I'm sure if I got in touch with the dude, it's not as easy as you think. You know, because there's varying tiers of giving people time of day. And when you're that busy, when you have that many people trying to give you sponsorships and trying to talk to you and trying to get a piece of you, you know, even someone like me who has 250,000 subs on YouTube, that's cool, but it's like, you know, would he give a shit? I mean, we probably would get along well, but I don't think I would... I don't think that's something I would just be able to seal the deal just because I'm from New York, you know? But, anyway, so what was I going to say? There was one more thing. Someone addressed something that I wanted to say. Mario RPG is excellent. Yeah, I love Super Mario RPG. But yeah, the PewDiePie thing is weird. How do you see who someone subscribed to, by the way? How do I feel about your city's overexposed in the media? It's the biggest city in the world. You know, so, I mean, I get it. That's New York City, man. John Lennon once said he lived in New York City because it was the center of the world. And if he lived during Roman times, he would have lived in Rome. And that's, you know, kind of how I feel. I love it in New York City. It's just everything's happening. And I don't visit the city as much as I should. Because when it's cold out, you don't want to fucking go anywhere. But this summer, I plan on going to the city a lot more often. Even just to explore, just find a new place. Do I plan on doing any collaborations with other streamers? Probably more Lyle and Kraken in the near future. But I'm lazy when it comes to making connections. I'm just, you know... I just kind of do my own thing. I don't worry too much about other people. If you worry too much about other people, you don't get anything done. I really do believe that. If you focus on what you're doing and you just do it well and put your energy into that and don't get, you know, spiteful or jealous or hateful of others, or, you know, you might take influence, you might get inspired by other people, like other musicians, if you're a musician. That's important because it keeps you passionate about your craft. But if you start, you know, competing in your head with people, then you're already on the first step to failure. Oh, PBG and I, yeah, maybe one day we would do something. I think that's a definite. In the future, maybe we'll have a little video or something. What else? How do you check someone's subscribers? Before I check the art, does anyone know? Like, how do you, where do you go on YouTube to see who someone's subscribed to? My favorite Chrono Trigger character is probably Frog. Definitely. GPM, I'll tell you what. GPM, you're a pretty cool guy too. You can always come on my stream. When is Reign of Kings? Maybe this week. I'm not sure yet. Glenn, yeah, Glenn is who I mean. I love Frog. I love Magus. I love Frog. I love, or Magus, however you say it. Magus works for me because maggots, and he's like dirty. So, but yeah, Luca's great too. Luca's really cool. And I mean, how do you choose the cast? Even Chrono's cool. He doesn't say a fucking thing, but it's so cool looking. He's got a big fucking sword, and he shoots people in the head with his sword. Go to their channel. Go to the bottom left on their channel page. Okay. I was wondering how that happened. I'm second base. Hang on, I'm checking. I'm curious. Is this dude still subscribed to me? I had to click that. I had to pause that immediately. I just nope. Not for me. About, yeah, that's not, it's not where you say it is, so I can't necessarily see if he's still subbed to me. That fucking voice. I can't not hear Cutman, brah, every time. I can't tell. I don't know how to do this. Again, there's a difference between, you know, not liking someone for their work as opposed to who they are. Listen, I give the guy credit. The amount of money he donates to charity, and he's like incredibly self-aware about his persona, and he gives people shit on Twitter. Like, I've heard the most adamant people hate the dude's persona, but say he's a good dude, and I'm okay with that. You know, I may not like, you know, certain bands. I might not like a band, but I might, you know, if I got to meet the dude and he was a cool guy, I might be like, oh, all right, you know, whatever. So go to the page, the channel, and click the channel tab. Do I want to do this again and risk that noise? Okay, channels. It doesn't feature any channels, it says. The world may never know.